Tanja from Elite Pilates Teacher Training, going to take you through single leg folds or single knee folds and double knee folds. And I think some schools might call this, or some places might call it floating legs. So it's not the same everywhere, but you'll get the gist. So singles first. Neutral pelvis on your back. And again, I like to have a little cushion there, but not everybody needs one. Because when I'm there, I feel like my head's rolling back. So that is why I like to have that little cushion. So shoulders are nice and relaxed. Neutral pelvis. Knees hip width, feet are hip width. Hands are on the floor, or you can have palms facing the ceiling, which I quite like. It just stops you gripping. So first thing is to bring the awareness to the back of your pelvis where your hips are touching the mat. So where the sacrum is, just between your coccyx and the elastic band of your trousers. And allow that to become heavier and heavier and heavier. So increase the pressure. So almost like you're trying to send your hips down through the mat. So imagine you've got bags of sand on your feet. The sand are coming up your knees down into your pelvis. So you are trying to create the sensation of lightness in your feet, there's no weight, and heaviness in the hips without this happening. So you don't want that going on. So that needs to be down. You can do this in a neutral spine, which I tend to do it more often in, or you can think of a flat back, so sending the back down. They're not wrong, they are just different. So I've got the connection around the pelvis, my feet are light, and my tummy is drawing in. So I'm going to take a breath in, and as I exhale, just allow the left knee to float up towards the ceiling. You know, even teachers need to check that their shoulders are relaxed. So this foot is still light, there's still no weight in there, my tummy's pulled in, and allow the leg to float back down. And change hands, exhale up. And exhale down. So what I'm feeling for is any rocking from side to side. So when you start to do this, be very aware of where the weight is in your pelvis. So as you take your leg from side to side, is your weight rocking from side to side or forward and back? Because that will indicate that your hips are either wobbling left or right or forward and back. So this is complete stability in the pelvis. Dissociation of the hip. Can we move the leg inside of the hip without the whole body? Okay, so that's what it's for. So that is your singles. Now we come on to the more challenging one. So same start. Pelvis heavy, 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 heavy. Feet light, 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 light. So take a breath in. Allow your left knee to float up and hold it there. So when you get to the top, draw your attention to the back of the pelvis and allow it to become even heavier and heavier and heavier and heavier and heavier until the right leg starts to float. Now, when you get to the top, this is a bit of health and safety for you and your clients. Not everybody is strong enough to hold the back down or in neutral when their legs are up. So you might start to get this. So what you can do to make it easier, either take them back to singles, or they can bring the knees in closer to the chest, which is going to drive the back down, or drop the heels closer to the bum, which moves center of gravity closer to the body. This one's still a little bit more challenging than this one. But I would question if they are coming into that, perhaps they need to stay at your singles. So we've come to the top, now we're going to take a breath in. How slow can you take your left leg down? When the foot touches the floor, keeping it light, and then bring the right leg down. Exhaling, right leg comes up. Exhaling left. Experiment with the breath. This is not the same. You can do anything you want with the breath. You can inhale on the down. So sometimes I like to throw in a bit of a challenge. Right leg comes down. Keep checking my shoulders. And then leg comes down. So what I'm going to do, especially with the doubles, is I'm going to show you a bit of an iffy one. So you might get someone that comes up. Let me do this leg. So watch my head. So this is what will happen if you haven't stabilized in your hips. So as you start to lift the right leg, this is what might happen. Did you see there was a little bit of a shake, a little bit of a jolt in the body? So if you see that jolt, then the pelvis wasn't heavy enough. There wasn't enough stability in your hips. So that is your single knee folds and double knee folds, and you are going to feel this in the tummy. So if you're not doing it right, you might not feel anything. So it's definitely one that you'll feel in the bellies. I love teaching them. Single knees and double knee folds. So yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.